Hi, my name is Julia and this is Space Daily News channel. The European Space Agency's new telescope called Euclid was launched into space on a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket on July 1st from Launch Complex 40 at Cape Canaveral. The Falcon 9 rocket performed well, with its first stage making a soft landing on a floating platform in the Atlantic Ocean just 8 minutes later. The second stage continued to carry the telescope, which separated from it about 41 minutes after liftoff, and is now on its way to Lagrangian Point 2 of the Earth-Sun system, which is 1.5 million kilometers away from our planet. Of course, the Euclid Observatory will not be at one Lagrangian point L2. It will rotate around this point on a special orbit. By the way, the James Webb telescope is also in orbit around the same Lagrangian point. The $1.5 billion Euclid telescope has been under development for almost 2 decades. In fact, it was based on two projects proposed by scientists back in 2007, the Dune mission and the space mission, which were supposed to use different but complementary ways to study dark energy and dark matter. Given how well these two missions complemented each other, the decision was made to combine them into one powerful space telescope, Euclid. The Euclid telescope has a mass of more than 2,000 kilograms. The observatory's payload module consists of a coarse telescope with a primary mirror 1.2 meters in diameter and several scientific instruments, including camera operating in the visible wavelength range and containing of 600 million pixels. It will measure the deformation of galaxies, and an infrared camera containing of 65 million pixels with an infrared spectrometer. Together they should provide redshift measurements and therefore distances to more than 1 billion galaxies. The Euclid Observatory will look for evidence of dark energy by mapping the distribution of galaxies 10 billion years ago and comparing how this distribution has changed throughout the evolution of the universe. The observations will show whether there really is some kind of constant omnipresent force at work, or perhaps something else is going on. The Euclid Observatory will continue several scientific studies already being conducted by scientists using ground-based and space-based telescopes. These include, for example, the study of dark energy with the Victor M. Blanco telescope in Chile, which has so far mapped more than 100 million galaxies, and also the study conducted since 2015 with the European Space Agency Gaia telescope, which has mapped the motion of nearly 2 billion bright stars in the Milky Way. By the way, Euclid was not supposed to be launched by a SpaceX rocket at all. The telescope was planned to be launched on a Russian Soyuz 2 rocket. However, these plans were changed after February 2022. Meanwhile, all the launches of the latest Ariane 5 series rocket have already been scheduled, and the new European Ariane 6 rocket was not ready for launch. United Launch Alliance launches of the Atlas V and Delta IV Heavy rockets have also been fully scheduled, and the United Launch Alliance's Vulcan Centaur rocket is also not ready yet. That's how it turned out that SpaceX was the only viable option to launch the Euclid telescope this year. Space Daily News, like, share and subscribe.